sticks and kind of just give this a whole thing a wipe down, because if it sticks and falls apart on me, I will cry on the show.
Hi, I'm Lonnie. I'm a professional baker, and in this box are all the ingredients for a $97 cheesecake.
Holy smokes.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a home cook, and these are my $17 cheesecake ingredients.
Cool, I could do that.
What do we have here? Okay.
It's like... Ay, ay, ay. It's a spiced orange ricotta cheesecake with ginger cookie crust.
Oh, I dig that.
Sounds banging, not gonna lie.
I had some excellent ingredients. For my filling, I had ricotta cheese, cream cheese, and organic sour cream.
Ricotta cheese. Never in my life have I seen this.
Granulated sugar, organic pasture-raised eggs, lemon, butter, cornstarch.
America's favorite thickener. Yeah, okay, yep, I was right. It does thicken things, cool.
And my favorite, vanilla extract. I was planning on swirling some homemade marmalade into the filling, made from orange, lemon, sugar, and
Cayenne pepper. When have you used that in baking? I have not ever.
And I had everything I needed for a lovely ginger cookie base. Grapeseed oil, molasses, aquafaba, and even more sugar.
Chickpeas, for some reason. We'll see.
Baking soda, gluten-free baking flour, ground ginger, clove, and cinnamon.
I think my cheesecake had like 5, 6 things. 7 tops.
With Daniel's recipe, I have simpler ingredients. Stuff you're likely to find in your local grocery store or in your pantry. Cream cheese, graham crackers, vanilla, butter, eggs, sour cream, sugar, and last but not least, canned cherry topping. These ingredients might be simple, but I think I can use my chef skills to make them even better. If I had to guess, I would say these ingredients probably cost about $22. $17? That's great. I love that. I was not super far off, but I wasn't super close either.
If I had to guess, maybe $80. Wow, a $97 cake. Just think about that for a second. You better love your guests. As per usual,
Oh, she does.
I don't get anything. I don't know. Cheesecake is sort of like an easy kind of dessert. And this looks like it's gonna shatter my thoughts on that.
You have to understand that cheesecakes, they're sort of like the diva of cakes. If you want to avoid cracks, you gotta give her time.
There's a
Agreed.
marmalade swirl. I'm guessing marmalade's like a jelly, right? Like a jelly kind of, whatever this.
Marmalade is delicious, it's rewarding, you can make big batches and keep them in your fridge and use them for all different kinds of things, but use caution, pay attention, and just be really careful.
A mech.
I think it's time to call Rose. Rose!
Hey Daniel, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing? It's been a long time, too long.
What are you making today?
Spiced orange ricotta cheesecake with a ginger cookie crust.
Speaking
that
of cookies,
sounds wonderful.
homemade
I
cookies.
think what I'm most sort of unsure of is this ricotta. I haven't tasted it yet because I don't know how to get it open, and there's stuff inside.
You're gonna have this really fresh, creamy taste. So I think it's perfect for a cheesecake. If you have a standing mixer, use the paddle attachment, not the whisk. So when you add too much air, when you put it in the oven, the air expands, it rises, and then once it comes out, it cools, it collapses, and that's how you get cracks. Less air is better.
For whatever reason, cayenne pepper is in this, and it looks like it's included in a marmalade swirl of oranges, some lemon. Marmalade's got like jam, right? It's like jelly. I'm not crazy.
It is and it isn't. Marmalade has the rind and it has a lot of pectin in it, and that's where the thickening is going to come in. Definitely err on the side of undercooked than overcooked with your sugar. You're making a sugar syrup, not a candy. Start with that first. It's going to take the longest time, but this is a really nice recipe and you're a really good chef, so you're going to have a really nice cheesecake at the end of this. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited, and I will send you photos when everything's all hopefully done correctly. Where I feel I have like a little bit more of a direction in where this has to go. Fingers crossed I can bring it all together. So Rose said I should start with the marmalade. I'm just gonna get the zest and the juice of the lemon first, and then I'm gonna slice down the oranges nice and thin. It smells really good. I can see why so many like cleaning products are lemon scented. Now I'm gonna get the juice of the lemon in the other little bowl. Ooh, you know what? I should have strained the seeds out. That's what the second half's for. So I'm gonna use a mandolin to thinly slice these oranges. I don't use mandolins that often. I haven't bought one for my home. So this is really nice to actually have access to one. So these are super, super thinly sliced, and they're like entirely circular. I'm just gonna quarter them and then throw the oranges, the lemon juice, the lemon zest into the pot, add some water, get this to a boil, and just sort of let it cook down. I'm already nervous.
Making the marmalade is basically like making candy. It's going to be simmering. It's going to be bubbling. In the professional kitchen, we call it kitchen napalm.
Kitchen napalm? So now I'm horrified. They look soft, they feel soft. So I'm gonna add my sugar and cayenne to this. This is bubbly. This is very bubbly. It's looking really brown. 222 is okay. I'm gonna 223. Okay, good. It's on. Okay, my kitchen napalm is up to temperature. So now I'm just gonna fill jars with it. Can you tell that I'm horrified of getting this on myself?
Daniel has sent me these lovely and delicious Nabisco grams, grade school favorites, but I've been gluten-free for about 20 years. So for my cheesecake, I'm gonna make my own graham cracker base of it all-purpose gluten-free flour blend, straight 1-to-1 substitution for any recipe where you've got all-purpose flour listed.
Okay, that's
Sugar,
cool.
baking powder, and baking soda for leavening, kosher salt, and cinnamon. The cinnamon gives the graham crackers its classic graham cracker flavor. I'm gonna add my egg. I always break eggs into a separate vessel just in case that egg is bad. This is room temperature butter. Molasses gives a really lovely deep flavor. Honey, vanilla, and last but not least, milk.
I guess I'm gonna work on the ginger cookie crust and what's gonna be the aquafaba. This is the chickpea liquid. So I guess it kind of replaces egg in some instances. Flour first. I'm gonna do the same with my cinnamon, the cloves, and then the ginger, and then baking powder, soda.
Don't
Baking
overdo
soda.
on the cookies. Don't overdo on the cookies,
On
Bill.
the salt.
All right.
Now for the other portion. So throw the sugar in there. I'm gonna start off nice and slow. I've got the paddle attachment on because that is what I was recommended to use. I'm gonna throw in my molasses, a aquafaba. I'm gonna slowly start adding in my dry ingredients.
Okay.
It smells like gingerbread. Oh, that's so cool. It didn't really smell like gingerbread until the molasses was in there.
So the final
Molasses
mix
does wonders.
is a little bit
That's why it's in brown
shaggy.
sugar.
It's quite sticky and nice and even. The next thing we're gonna do is roll this graham cracker dough out and get it in the oven to bake off. Use your rolling pin to roll it out. I want it about 1/4 of an inch thick. This is a very satisfying process. Prick the surface of this cookie dough all over with a fork. Get this into the oven in about 15 minutes.
Put a little bit of flour down just in case. Better to have to not need it and have it than have it and not have it and need it. That's the way the phrase goes. Bam. And this is gonna go into the oven.
Take these lovely graham crackers, break them all up in the food processor. I want to eat these. Perfect. It's a nice fine crumb in here. I'm gonna add my sugar, pop it
Okay.
back on the processor, and then I'm gonna stream in my butter so that all that fat gets nicely evenly distributed. We're good to go. This looks perfect.
That looks pretty good. Came out great. When I use my graham cracker crust, typically they're pretty dry. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna process it up, and then cook it again, just so it gets even drier. There we go. Okay. Amongst this, I think honestly I'm just gonna save, and eat later in the dark. I'm gonna spread this out, rebake this, so it gets nice and dry.
That's a really good idea, too.
Percussion. Nice and dry, super crumbly. And to this, I'm literally just gonna add butter and sugar. Kind of funny, I like dried it out just immediately to re-wet it with butter. So this is the ginger cookie crust, ready to go into the pan and be the base of my cheesecake.
My crumbs are all ready. This springform pan is a wonderful tool in the kitchen for cakes that are too delicate to turn out when they're finished baking.
You just get to unlock that thing and it comes right off. It's like magic.
I'm just gonna take some of these crumbs and press it into the bottom of this pan. Just get in there with your hands. Start by pressing it from the center to move all those sandy bits out to the edges.
Makes
I'm
sense,
gonna
makes
take
sense.
some butter, kind of just give this a whole thing a wipe down, just so there's no sticking.
Yeah,
I don't want to be
yes.
the first one to cry.
Definitely degrease it.
Pro
Grease
versus
it.
novice. So I'm gonna give this a good wipe down. I actually like using a measuring cup. I've used this kind of like just spread it around. So there's no weird spaces.
Some of these crumbs are coming up the sides of my springform pan. So what I'm gonna do is take my small offset spatula, hit the tip of my knife in, and go all the way around the edge to get a nice, even layer.
It's nice and flat. It's good to go. I'm literally just gonna toss this back into the oven for like the third time.
It's ready to go into the oven, which has been preheating at 325 for about 10 minutes. Now it's time to get stuck into our cheesecake base. The first thing I'm gonna do is crack these eggs. Cracking the egg on the flat surface of my worktop is gonna help keep me from getting shells into this bowl of eggs. Break them up so they're nice and even. That way I have less mixing to do in this delicate cheesecake base.
Got the ricotta, which is pleasant. I've also got the marmalade. I mean, it smells so good. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That came out lovely. Oh, and there's a little kick to it. I get it. I understand the cayenne now. Okay, look at us. We're learning.
Get my room temperature cream cheese into this bowl and get it nice and smooth. You can see I still have some shaggy, stiff peaks here. I really want that cream cheese to get nice and smooth so that I avoid the dreaded cheesecake lumps. There is literally no one on planet Earth who likes lumpy cheesecake.
Nope, not at all.
Come at me. There's no one. Not a person.
For starters, I got my cream cheese and my ricotta cheese. Both I'm gonna put into the mixer. I'm gonna let that do its thing. And while that's going, I'm gonna crack some eggs in there. This already looks way creamier than it did when we started. The ricotta and the eggs are really just giving like this creamy, no shells, not today. Not today. Vanilla extract, lemon juice. I'm gonna add my butter. If it wasn't creamy then, it's definitely creamy now. I'm gonna add a little bit of my cornstarch. And
I'm gonna try like
sugar.
starch instead of
Do you ever have
flour
too much
for
sugar
my next
baking?
recipe.
No. I think the answer is no.
This part really does take time. Like, truly. It's not even high maintenance. It's like, it's a diva. I told you. It just needs its time. I'm just gonna add my sugar, followed by my eggs. You wanna add those eggs little by little so that you're not overwhelming what's in the bowl. All of the vanilla extract, and I've chosen to add about a teaspoon of kosher salt to Daniel's recipe just to give it that little extra oomph. Finish it by adding the sour cream in last by hand. The sour cream is the more delicate of the two types of dairy. This looks dreamy. It's nice and mixed. There aren't any lumps. This looks really beautiful. It's glossy, it's smooth, and it actually smells heavenly.
That, oof, look at that. It's way thicker than any batter I've made. And the only thing left is the sour cream, which I'm going to fold in. It's supposed to be like a very delicate process. Ooh, look at the folds. Batter looks good, it's all mixed. I'm literally just gonna pour this into the springform pan on top of the cookie crust.
Oh yeah, get it in there,
I'm really
dude.
trying to work on my presentation. I get so close to making it look nice, and then at the end it always falls apart. So I've been trying to be mindful of how I present things.
The flat top of my spatula here, scrape the top flat edge of my spatula across the top of my bowl to release all of that batter nice and evenly so it doesn't come pouring out, is a top-down approach. I'm gonna give it a little wiggle.
You
that it
wiggle, you could do the
levels.
tap.
And then I'm gonna actually take my small offset spatula and just run the blade of it through this cheesecake, I'm not scraping the base because I want to release any air bubbles that are inside of that cheesecake base.
So this is basically almost ready to go. The only thing missing is the fruit topping. My thought is if I were to break this into quadrants, I would probably do like one little spoonful for each thing and then kind of cutting it, little cuts.
Okay, that's nice. That's a nice idea.
Pretty good to me.
Hey, welcome back, 24.
This cheesecake is ready to go into the oven. I'm going to be baking it in a bain-marie, which is a water bath designed to cook things gently at a nice, even heat. I'm going to wrap this pan in this tin foil so that it's nice and secure.
I need to do that for my next cheesecake.
Now it's protected from alien radio waves and frequencies and stuff.
The tin foil touches the surface of my cheesecake mixture. It can just mar my final result, and it won't look as pretty. And I really, really want to see this diva in her final iteration. The wrapped cheesecake is going to go right into this pan. I'm going to fill it with warm water, move the oven 325 for about 60 to 65 minutes. You'll know it's finished when you give it a slight tap and the outer inch is set and the inside ring is slightly jiggly.
I'm terrified of dropping this. Okay, Rose said to bake this at like 325. Nice and slow and low in the water bath, so that is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, fingers crossed.
It was okay. We improved on 2 recipes. We got a new one.
We can do this. It's okay. It's all right.
But now I just want to watch some YouTube for inspiration.
Cheesecake is fully cooked. It's been cooling in the oven for about an extra hour. I really want everything to settle. I don't want any cracks. Daniel sent me this. It is canned cherry topping. Delicious on cheesecake. Actually, one of my favorites. I'm gonna stick with this cherry vibe, but I've got a professional substitution. I'm gonna do a 2-part cherry topping.
Ooh.
One part's gonna be a cherry gel, and the other part is going to be candied cherries.
That's a
I'm gonna
great
use
idea.
Thawed frozen cherries, some gelatin here, a little sugar, and some lemon juice. Those things I can find easy in the freezer and in the pantry, and I just elevate this cheesecake just that little bit. So the very first thing I want to do is bloom my gelatin, giving the gelatin a chance to hydrate in a liquid. Yeah, this actually looks perfect. Sometimes I rush. I'm just gonna let this gelatin do its thing. Next thing I'm gonna do is get these cherries and this lemon juice into the Vitamix. There's gonna be a little bit of texture to it, which is what I want. Cherry puree, medium heat. We're gonna add our sugar and our gelatin to this cherry puree. And we really don't wanna overheat the gelatin. Overheating the gelatin breaks down what it is actually intended to do, which is really set your puree.
That's true. I hate working with gelatin. I'm not working with gelatin again.
Pour this cherry puree over the top of our cheesecake. This looks perfect. I'm going to pop it into the fridge for 5 or 6 hours and work on part 2.
Okay, so check it out, check it out.
Ooh, yo, that design.
Like the swirls and stuff.
Looks
Baked in
beautiful.
the oven for like an hour, and then I let it cool down. It had the nice firm outside, little jiggly on the inside. And now the only thing that is left is to put it into the fridge to cool completely, and then plate it.
We're going to go right into the second part of my cherry topping, which is to make some candied cherries. I'm gonna take these maraschino cherries and I'm gonna drain them off. I love maraschino cherries. They're actually one of my favorite chef snacks. And I'm gonna reserve about a 1/4 cup of this juice. Sugar, medium heat. And heat it until this sugar starts to dissolve. They're looking nice and melty all together. Now's the point at which I'm gonna add my maraschinos. It's gonna go for about 45 minutes while the candying process takes place. When we're talking about temperature in candying things, the easiest way to look at it is the hotter your candy gets, the harder your candy gets.
I just had homemade cookies, like a couple of homemade cookies.
The softball stage is the perfect temperature to take them to. You should be able to see through the bodies almost of the cherries themselves. They've hit 235, they look glassy and icy. I'm just gonna pull these cherries out to this parchment lined sheet tray to cool. These are gonna be so pretty. My cherries look perfect. They are absolutely volcanically hot, so I'm going to let them cool, and then I can arrange them on the top of my cheesecake.
All right, let's see how they look.
It's time to plate this.
I am gonna eat this delicious cheesecake. First, I gotta get it ready. I've got this metal container here filled with hot tap water. I'm actually just gonna pop my offset spatula inside of this, run my offset all around the edge of this spring form, and the heat of that is just gonna make it one nice clean motion.
So I'm basically just gonna take my offset spatula and run it around. I'm hoping nothing like flops out. I wanna try it, but I shouldn't yet.
Unbuckling.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Oh!
She's gorgeous. And I'm just gonna bejewel the top of this cheesecake with these lovely little gems.
What's going on with my bit rate right now?
That's a huge win in my book.
I'm just trying to not grab these cherries.
There we go. Okay.
A couple on the side to make the plate look cute. This is my
A little pretty.
Pause on the plates for a second because for some reason we are failing in the bitrate department and we're lagging because what I'm seeing on my screen right now is their plates, but what you guys are seeing are them just like taking the cheesecake out, and I don't know why it's doing that because I'm not in control of the local internet. I'm not in control of. This is outside my own circumstance. I've done every single setting correctly, and now I need to move. I really need to move out of this place. Oh, one of these days we're gonna have better internet than this. Okay, let's see. Oh, I might be speaking too soon. Let me see what you guys are looking at, though. Making sure that everything is okay. I'm literally paused on the plate right now. Let me refresh. This is not helping. This is not helping at all because like I can't control this. I can't fix this. I really there's like major lagging, and I'm sure people can see it on Twitch too. And I'm not in control of this. Why do people have better internet than me? Why do people have better internet like outside the mountains? Meanwhile, I'm looking at the cheesecake right now, and it's like, well, the main issue right now is that in both of their presentations, if you look at like, why is my cursor not on the screen?
And I am hoping that.
Oh, there's the cursor. What the heck? 0 bit rates? You're disconnecting me from the internet? Oh my god, I want to commit overbaked cheesecake. I want to commit failed cheesecake right now. No, my bitrate is committing failed cheesecake before I can commit failed cheesecake. What the heck? I'm gonna add that as a quote, actually. Like, literally, how the hell do you fix this from your own table? You can't. Because all you could do is like, change the settings as best as possible. Oh my god. Every single time I go on Twitch nowadays, is it because I live in a very... no, it's... Even when I've been streaming for like 2 years, I still encounter bitrate internet issues. Whether it's by Twitch or it's because of where I live. And Man, I need to really move to a really good location with better internet. One of these days... I have way too many quotes, 24. Too many. I have over 200 quotes. Like that one. I think we're good now. Let me go ahead and refresh real quick and make sure that you guys are looking at what I'm looking at right now.
She thinks I did a good job.
It looks ready to be eaten.
Hold on a second.
Good job.
I think we're safe for now.
It looks ready.
Their main issue right now is that, like, if you look at, like, this dude's end, and then you look at her end, they just droop. They just fall, like, towards the tip. Which is interesting. I think the main issue is that they rushed it, and... No, I think she rushed it, she didn't cool it down long enough. This, he just had a problem cutting it.
To be eaten. It looks ready to be eaten. I love cheesecake. I love cheesecake so much. The al dente bite of this beautiful candied cherry combined with that cherry gel. It's lovely and bright, nice and sweet, but not overpowering. Oh my god, this is like ice cream almost. It's so delicious.
This looks really good. Smells good.
Hey, what's up, Skullslinger?
Wow. Wow. It's just incredible. It's really not, it doesn't taste like cheese. You can't taste the cream cheese in this. I get so much more orange and like a citrusy zest than I do like cheese, and the marmalade's got like a little bit of a kick to it too, but it's not overpowering because of the fat in the cheesecake. This is, wow. I'm like on a journey right now. I'm on a flavor journey.
Not much. We're just finding inspiration for food, for cooking.
Like down here, and then there's like regular cheesecake you buy at a store, and then if you add homemade marmalade, it's like insane. This is so good.
I need a cough drop.
I can't wait to see what Chef Lonnie thinks about this.
I'm already at this much water, and it's still not enough.
You're so cool. Like it's an honor to actually meet you virtually. Like you're the coolest person ever, I think.
My mom tells me that, and I take that.
Cheesecake's not my first choice typically for desserts, and this is absolutely just mind-blowing. It's so good. So good.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Let me see.
Yeah, so it's right here.
Ooh, it looks so pretty. You did great with the swirling. I love that. It looks like an old book.
I heard you called it kitchen napalm, and I sort of got an idea as to why. I started bubbling like crazy. So I was a little scared at that point.
Looks really beautiful. Do you want to see what I did with yours?
I was just saying, I want to see, I gave you a very bare bones, easy peasy kind of thing.
So check it out. I did a little, okay, here's like a, oh my goodness. Can you see?
Man.
I did like a cherry gel and candied cherries. Kind of did like your cherry vibe a couple different ways.
Hey, I welcome it. Thank you so much for everything. And like I said, this has been so much fun. See ya.
Bye.
Well, now that I got some decent anything out of that, time to look at some. I've been making a lot of stir fry lately. Well, on this topic of stir fry,
For basic steaks, we're gonna start.
Go ahead and watch some steaks now.
New York strips. As you can tell, they are 1.5 inches thick, and they are some nice steaks. Always look for a well-marbled steak just like this. Now, the first thing I like to do is to transfer them to a steak seasoning plate so that I don't lose any of my seasoning. And talking about that, I'm keeping it as basic as possible with a little bit of salt, freshly ground black pepper, and garlic powder, nothing else. Even though this steak is basic, I'll tell you one thing: make sure you always have a nice, beautiful steak. As always, remember to season both sides, including the edges. The last thing we want is to have an unseasoned meat. Now, of course, we're going to be cooking this steak sous vide, and for that, we just got to bag it up, vacuum seal it, and get it ready for the water bath, which is perfect because it allows me time to make a very simple side dish. Now, even though these are simple, I'll tell you one thing: they do not lack any flavor. I like to call them mini garlic breadsticks. And here's how to make them. I first started with these canned doughs. As you can see, they are Hawaiian-style biscuits. And I mean, the dough already comes ready for you. You just gotta put it together. So I first split them in 4 pieces and make them look like a stick, just like this. That does not get any easier.
Okay.
Now, the only thing I have to do is to stick them in the oven and let them bake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. As it's doing so, it's perfect because it gave me time to make an amazing garlic sauce. And here's how. Into a bowl, I threw in half a stick of butter, followed by a little bit of butter paste, and of course, a little bit of parsley. Mix it well and your sauce is done. That is as easy as it gets. Now, once my sauce was ready, so was the breadsticks, and this is what they look like. As you can see, they are perfectly golden brown and also very flaky. Now the only thing left to do is to baste every single one of them with that beautiful butter we just made. And I mean, take a look at these. As we baste them, they just get even better. One last big advice, you definitely want to try the best you can to eat them while it's hot. Because I mean, come on, no one can help themselves. Are they basic? Yes, they are. Are they easy to make? Come on, doesn't get any easier than that. Now the question is, are they delicious? Cheers, everybody. Holy. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, my bad. No cursing allowed. It is delicious, everybody. It is very good.
No cursing.
To our elaborate steak, and for that I'm going to be using these beautiful filet mignons. I mean, is there any other steak more elaborate than a beautiful filet mignon like this?
No,
I
it's
don't
really
think
tender.
so. And as you can see,
You gotta add
these
flavor.
actually have a little bit of fat on them, which is fantastic. Now to season them, I kept it very simple going into the bag because we're going to be making an incredible sauce to go along with these steaks. So I just threw in a little bit of salt, freshly ground black pepper, and garlic powder, nothing else.
One of them is looking
Honestly,
smaller
for
than the
serving,
other.
That's one of the best things you can do. And as
Kinda
always,
concerning.
I recommend seasoning both sides, including the edges. Now the only thing left to do is to vacuum seal it and get it ready for the water bath, which is perfect because it allows us time to make some incredible side dishes. And the first one
More
is
side
these
dishes?
incredible crunchy oven baked fries. And even though they're a little bit extra, it is worth your time. The first thing I like to do is to start by peeling them. If you are one of those people that love to eat it with the skin, then just leave it on. But as you can see, for me, I like to take
I'm a
it
skin
all out.
person, I don't
To
mind.
cut them, instead of making them in wedges, this is what I like to do.
You can
I
make
split
crispy
them in
potato
half,
skins too.
remove both ends that are uneven, then I just cut them straight down. Now the great thing about this is that they are all the same thickness. This will not only make them cook even, but it will also make them look awesome.
That's
To
true.
cook them, I like to use my outdoor stove. It is more powerful.
Very
and
true.
causes the water to boil a lot faster. Talking about water, I like to season my water with a little bit of salt and also vinegar. The vinegar actually helps the structure of the potatoes and keep them together.
That's
That
pretty
way they
good
will not
advice.
fall apart on me once I'm done with the boiling. Talking about that, I like to leave them on the boiling water for a total of 8 minutes. Once done, I immediately transfer them to a cold bowl and let them sit. The next thing to do is to create a cornstarch slurry. I just mix a little bit of cornstarch with water. Mix it well and let it sit for a little while, and this is what you get. Then you want to dry the potato as much as possible. Now we're going to be putting a very light coat of this into the potatoes. That should get them nice and crispy. So the first thing I
You
like
can
to
also
do
use
is
egg
to make
whites,
sure
actually.
every
Egg whites
single one
also
of them
really
are completely
bring
dry.
crispy
Once that's done,
potatoes.
I transfer them to a clean bowl and add a little bit of my cornstarch mix. Now the goal here is to make sure every single one of them has a nice light coat. This should give a nice crunch to those potatoes. Now the only thing left to do is to get them seasoned. So I started with a little bit of salt,
Little
followed by
bit.
garlic powder, and a little bit of smoked paprika. Now the only thing left to do was to throw them in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit to get them nice and crispy. And once the time was up, this is what they look like. I mean, come on, take a look at that. Even though these potatoes are a little extra, let's see if it was actually worth the trouble. It is extremely crispy. Check it out.
Ooh, that crunch.
It does take a little bit of effort, it does take a little bit of time, but it's an elaborate thing that you're trying to do, you know? And if you are wondering if there's any taste of vinegar, absolutely not. No taste of vinegar at all. I'll tell you one thing. Come on. Come on. Oven bake, baby. I'm telling you, those potatoes were amazing. The next thing I gotta prepare for this elaborate steak is a nice sauce. And even though I'm calling this elaborate steak, this sauce is easy. I first started by throwing all of the juices from the bag that was left over from any steak. Then I threw in a little bit of heavy cream and combine everything together. Now here's one of my favorite substance to use ever. It is called demi-glaze. You just
Reduction
gotta throw
sauce.
a little bit of it, mix it well.
It takes a
and make
long
sure
time to make,
everything
though.
gets nice and thick
I wouldn't
the way you
recommend making
like
it on your
because
own.
your
Just
sauce is done.
just
That is
just
as
buy
easy
packets
as
of it,
gets.
folks.
Now, the
It
next
takes too much
ingredient
effort.
I'm using is called a cured egg yolk, and this is an absolute killer. To make it, it's super simple. I started with a mix of salt and sugar. As always, remember exact amount and ingredients always on the description down below for you. Then I made some indentations so that I can throw in my egg yolks. Once that's done, you want to completely cover them with salt and sugar mix. Now there's left to do is to let them cure for a total of 5 days in your refrigerator.
That's
Because
why
once
it's
that time is up,
Well,
check
that's
it
why
out
it's
and look.
155
I mean,
hours.
if that's not easy to do, I don't know what is. It just
145.
takes a little bit of patience. Now to finish them off, the only thing left to do is to wash them well and make sure we take all of that salt and sugar out. Then you want to put it on a cooling rack and set your oven to the lowest setting. Throw it in there until everything is 100% dry. Mine took 3 hours. And once the time is up, this is what it looks like. There's so many
So it's
different
like
applications
cheese.
for this, and I'm going to be using for many things. So make sure when you do it, make many of it. You don't want to make just 1 or 2. But now that we have all of our ingredients for our elaborate steaks, it's time to cook these 2 beautiful steaks and also the basics. And for that, I'll be throwing both of them in the water bath, which is at 135 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. And I honestly cannot wait to show you how I finish these 4 beautiful steaks. And that is how you make the perfect sauce. Those side dishes, you already know it's good because I tried both of them. And I'll tell you one thing, I can eat that any day. Now here's the thing, I cook both steaks together at 135 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours. They are ready, we are hungry, and it's time to take it out. Let's do it. As you saw it there, both of my steaks do not
where'd the
look
music
that
go?
good right now. I'll be honest with you, because as soon as you take it out of the bag, even though they smell phenomenal, they look horrendous, right? Because we gotta put a nice, beautiful sear. And the best way to put a sear on a filet mignon, I'll tell you right now, is with the flamethrower. Why? Because if you do it on a cast iron pan, you will not only overcook the steak, but the edges around the steak usually don't get a good sear. But with the flamethrower, you have no problem. Now here's the deal. I will be basting it with some garlic butter, the elaborate steak, AKA filet mignon. The other one, we're just gonna go as basic as possible and just flamethrower the thing because it is the most convenient way to sear a steak. But I know my steaks don't look that good right now.
Watch this. There's a different kind of feel when you're actually having steak that's roasted by a flamethrower versus actually having the charcoal grill, you know? Yo, that even coloring though, that is amazing.
All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful steaks. So what do you think, Mama?
They look beautiful.
They do look beautiful and they smell phenomenal. Now here's the deal. We have a little basic steak and then an elaborate steak right here.
You call that basic?
Yeah, it's a basic. It's
Like, that's like 5-star dining restaurant.
no, trust me. It's very basic and it's very easy to make. That's why I call it basic. It's easy to make. This takes no time at all, everybody. You can start. Let's go for it, Mama. On the bottom, there's a side dish on the bottom there as well. So I guess it's kind of almost like a sushi style, you know what I mean? As you grab it like that, check it out.
You know what this is? This is like a 5-star restaurant sandwich.
That's right, yeah, there you go. First one. Cheers, everybody. That is amazing. What do you think, Mama?
What kind of bread is that?
Very, very not fancy bread. I'll tell you that right now. If I tell you what this is, you're not gonna believe it. Try it, Mama.
Some fancy bread.
It's not fancy. It tastes fancy, but it's not fancy. You know those biscuit that you open and it comes in a can?
Pillsbury bread?
Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is, but made it in a different way.
That little bread it's a liar.
Why?
Because it keeps telling me that it's fancy, but it's not.
Nope, it's not.
fancy at all. It is amazing, very easy side dish to make, everybody. I'm pretty sure you'll love it. Just give it a try. Now, that one's fancy. Yeah, this basic. That one's fancy. Go for the potato, Ma. You tell me. What do you think? Ma likes the potato, everybody.
There's some new potato, man.
That is absolutely phenomenal. Now, start the show. You ready for it?
Let's do it.
Okay. Cheers, everybody.
That's gotta be really enjoyable.
Wow.
I honestly have not had good steak in a while. When I do have steak,
Something
it's
different
a
there.
prize.
Was
It's
it
a
the
winner,
sauce
winner.
Or was it the golden locks on the top?
Let me try this sauce.
Try it.
Sauce is good. Like a flaky, creamy. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
And it doesn't taste like the strong taste of egg. I get a little hint now that you said it. But it doesn't taste like eggs.
No, it doesn't taste like eggs at all. It's just like the creaminess of the egg itself. That is what it is for me. It is phenomenal.
I love what you did with the potatoes over here. I only wish I had a little bit more of
The sauce?
the sauce so I could mix it around a little bit more.
There's a lot more sauce, don't worry. Which one you like better? The fancy one? The fancy one is a winner, everybody. Now the basic one, of course, it takes no time at all. This one here takes time. You gotta put some dedication into it. Do it for somebody special.
That's true.
That is what it's all about. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in any of the equipment I use, everything is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
He made a $6,000 prime rib with a what now? Hold on. He made a $6,000. Hold on. Before I watch that, actually, I want to watch this other video that he discovered an amazing new steak apparently
It's a
on.
Wagyu piece of steak. Thank you, Honey, for sponsoring this video.
Oh yes, get your discounts with Honey.
Here
I
we
approve.
have the star of the show. I have never seen this, I've never heard of it, and most importantly, I've never tasted it. As you can clearly see, it is a Wagyu piece of steak. And the marbling on
Oh,
it,
Wagyu's
even though
pricey,
it's
but
inside of
worth
the
it.
cryovac is incredible. So the first thing we need to do is to go ahead and open it. As always, if you are a meat lover like me, it is the most exciting part. And once I opened it up and set it on my cooling board, take a look at this steak. That, my friends, is the new steak I just discovered. Even though it has a name, I've never heard of it. It's called lifter meat. And if you are like me and never heard of it, let me explain a little bit better. This is a regular ribeye. Right here on top of it, we have the ribeye cap.
Yeah.
And on top of the ribeye cap, we have the lifter meat. That is what this is.
Really?
It is almost impossible to find on a butcher shop. However, if you have the hookups with your meat dealer, he might just get you some. And this is the first time I'm going to be trying this out. And since I have two of them, the next thing to do is to go ahead and prepare it. As I can clearly see, we do have a little bit of external fat.
So
and
this is the
silver
top
fat,
of
but at the same
ribeye.
time, you can
Interesting.
appreciate the marbling of this cut. Oh man, this is gonna be good. So I went ahead and started cleaning it all up.
Yeah,
The
you're
only
welcome,
thing that was
24.
important to me was not to
You're very
remove
welcome.
too much. However, at the same time, it did have a good amount of intramuscular fat, so I chose to remove all of the external one. And once I was done
Save
with
the
the
fat
trim,
though. The
this
beef
is what
fat's
it
gonna
looks
come in
like.
handy.
Again, marbling like this is just awesome, and it should always be exactly what you're looking for. Now, since I have two of them and I've never tried this meat before, I want to do an experiment. But before doing so, we have to start off with the master of all seasoning. And I'm talking about salt. And if you know me already, I'm a huge fan of dry brining. That is just a fancy word to say put salt on it and let it rest in your refrigerator overnight. One of the important things you gotta keep in mind whenever you're dry brining is to make sure you put enough salt. And obviously ensure that every single edge is perfectly coated. I like to put it on a cooling rack to make sure that I don't waste any of the salt. Once that was done, the only thing left to do was to let it rest in my refrigerator overnight.
Dry brining is a
That
good
is
idea for
perfect because
seasoning
it allowed
too.
me to go ahead and make an
It is a good
incredible
idea.
side dish. And take a look at this one. Oh, come on.
What is that?
This is delicious. And you're going to be amazed how easy it is to make it. The first thing we start off is potatoes. The only thing you
Oh.
gotta keep in mind is to make sure they're
Cheese
all the
croquettes,
same
that's
size.
good.
To cook them, we have two options. You can either boil them, or to make it even easier for you, I'm going to show you how to do them in the microwave. For this amount of potatoes, I threw in 2 tablespoons of water.
Okay.
Threw them in the microwave for 8 minutes and let them cook. Once the time was up, you can see that they are nice and soft. I like to cook them in the microwave because that does not dilute any of the flavor. Whenever you boil them, trust me, you do lose a little bit of that flavor. Now, if you have a potato ricer like this, I highly recommend using it. This ensures that we will have no lumps. And as you can see, it is super easy to use. The next thing to do is to add a good amount of salt followed by cornstarch. And as always, remember, exact amount and ingredients always in the description down below for you. Now, the important thing to do is to mix it well and let this dough cool down. As you can see, using a potato ricer will ensure that we have 0 lumps. For the cheese part, you can use anything you like. Just cut them up to size. Using a little bit of the dough, throw the cheese in there, form a bow, and that's it. That is as easy as it gets.
Okay.
And if you have kids, this is the perfect thing to do with them. It is not only fun, they will enjoy eating it. As you can see, once I was done, I have my balls ready to go. To give it a
His
nice
balls are
external
ready to
crunch,
go,
I like
alright.
Go ahead and add breadcrumbs. For that, I first rolled them in flour, followed by egg wash, and finished it off with panko breadcrumbs. These are super easy to make and it will go perfect with any steak. The only thing left to do now is to fry them. For that, I like to set my oil at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that temperature is reached, the only thing left to do is to throw them in there. You want to fry them up nice and slow. The only thing I like to recommend is not to move them around in the first minute. This will ensure that the breadcrumbs will stick. But once that 1 minute is up, feel free to move them around and make sure that every single edge is golden brown. Because by that time, the only thing to do is to remove them from the oil and strain it. And this is what they look like when you're done.
Wow.
Definitely let
I
them cool
would
down
get.
before you take a first bite.
Oh.
You don't want to get burned. But
Yo.
after about 5 minutes, I open one up and
Put that with marinara
man,
sauce?
Take
Mm.
a look at this. Cheese, potato, and breadcrumbs. That is amazing. And it should be a perfect side dish for our steak. Talking about that, by this time my steak were fully dry brined. That red color is a sign that the salt penetrated nicely and deeply into the meat. Since this is the first time I'm trying this meat, I want to know which way is better, to keep it simple or to add more seasoning. So I started seasoning both of them with freshly ground black pepper. One of them I'm gonna keep it just like that. The other one I threw in garlic powder, followed by onion powder and smoked paprika. This way it's gonna let me know to find out which one is best so that I can let you guys know. As always,
Okay.
I make sure to season both sides, including the edges. The last thing we want is unseasoned meat, especially when we're trying out a brand new steak. But now that everything is perfectly seasoned, now it's time to cook them. The first thing I'll be doing is putting a nice beautiful sear and basting them with butter. Once that's done, I'll be cooking them in indirect heat until I reach an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit, and for that I'll be using my wireless thermometers. So now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to find out how these new steaks are gonna taste. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Bust out that charcoal. Bust it out. Bust it out, Guga. They are very thin pieces, though, I will say that. I don't think they need to be cooked for too long. Interesting. We still have the gray bands here.
Before moving forward, I want to thank today's sponsor, Honey. These days, it feels like online shopping is the only shopping I really do. I mean, seriously, including groceries, clothing, and pretty much everything. And that is where Honey comes in. It's a free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and automatically tests them whenever you're checking out. You get Honey on your computer for free.
I definitely
in
approve of
2
Honey.
Easy clicks. Then when you're checking
If
out
I do make
on one of
videos
its
that get sponsored, I definitely want the
30,000
Honey
sites,
sponsorship.
Honey pops up and all you have to do is click apply coupon.
It's
Wait
easy
a
to
few
use, too.
seconds and Honey searches for coupons for that site. If Honey finds a working code, your price will drop. Now that is cool. The awesome thing is that Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. And Honey supports all kind of retailers from food delivery to tech and gaming to clothes branding and many more. It's simple. If you have a computer, Honey should be on it. Remember, it's free and it works with whatever browser you have. Get Honey for free today by going to joinhoney.com/Guga. That's joinhoney.com/Guga so they know I sent you. Once again, thank you, Honey, for sponsoring this video. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful steaks today, Mama. Perfectly medium rare with some I don't know if this would be a Brazilian stuff or Cuban stuff or Latin stuff. I have no idea.
What is that?
Huh? It's
That's looking very interesting.
you excited for that one?
It looks like coxinha, but I'm guessing it's not coxinha because he didn't do the little dip on the
No,
top.
it's potatoes, and then inside there's a surprise for you, lactose intolerant friend. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Huh? So here's the deal with this steak. It is a brand new steak. I just discovered it. I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad, but apparently you're going directly for the side dish.
Come on.
All right, go ahead and try
It
the
only
side
has
dish.
cheese. I have to try it.
You see, he is lactose intolerant, everybody, and he still loves cheese. Huh?
Ooh.
Are you cutting the cheese? You know, this is almost kind of like finger food. We'll try this first then,
All right.
to get your, appetite open. Huh? I am salivating.
I am salivating here. Ah.
Cheers, everybody.
Wow, and the potato is really good.
I know, right?
It's just mashed potato.
It is
it's
mashed
not
potato.
A potato dough.
I mean, you can't go wrong with this. Huh?
So good.
This is addicting.
Oh my God, you're opening a whole realm of possibilities here now.
I know, right? This is very addicting, everybody. Be careful.
I want to see if I can like make a takoyaki croquette like that. That would be very interesting.
The possibilities are endless, just like Mama said.
Cheese and goiabada.
Oh, goiabada is guava paste.
Guava paste. Sorry, guys.
that would be absolutely insane in here. This is phenomenal. I recommend it. You recommend it?
I recommend it.
I would
So
chop
here's
up a
the
bunch
deal.
of octopus and
These
put that
are
in there.
the same exact steak, and we're gonna basically be judging between this one and this one. They should taste a little bit different, but at the same time, the most important thing, which one is gonna be better? I'll tell you one thing here, everybody. As soon as I was slicing up the steak, it feels so tough.
Really?
It feels tough. It feels extremely tough. You guys saw the marbling score. By the way, this is a Wagyu, Mama. So, but it feels tough.
Doesn't feel
And
tough now.
my brother Emilio, aka my meat dealer, said you definitely want to cut this one against the grain. If not, it's not going to be as good as you might want it to be. But I'm excited to find out the taste. You ready for this?
Let's do this.
All right. Cheers, everybody.
Wow.
That is tender.
That is super tender.
Wow, that is extremely tender.
Super tender.
Wow.
Super flavorful.
Ooh, but that's just crazy because when I was cutting, it didn't feel
Really
tender.
tough?
No.
When you're chewing it, it's really, really tender.
Super tender.
Wow.
Almost feels like a Wagyu ribeye. It's extremely tender. But I promise you, everybody, when I was slicing it, it felt like a shoe leather. It did. But it's so tender, and it has a very nice flavor.
Very nice flavor. Has a little bit of a tug,
Yeah, it does. It has.
but it's still soft and it's still super, super tasty. Wow.
Super tasty, super tender, very unique. I just discovered a new steak basically because I've never seen anything like it. You cannot buy this one here on the supermarket. It is not very popular steak, but it is a very, very nice and different steak. If you're thinking it's like a flank steak, it's not.
No, I thought it looked like a flank steak.
Yeah.
But it does not taste like a flank steak. It doesn't feel like a flank steak. And wow, it pays to have a butcher friend.
I know, right? So now here's the deal.
I need to
This
have a
one
butcher
here
friend
is
one of
just
these days.
traditional salt, pepper, and garlic powder.
Beautiful.
This one here, I want to try it with something else. So there's additional spices.
Okay.
So for us to find out if it's worth putting extra spices on this, since it's a brand new steak, I've never had it before. You ready for it, Momo?
Let's go.
All right, let's try this one with all the seasonings. Cheers, everybody.
Super seasoned.
It's so tender. It's crazy.
It has a lot more flavor than the other one. More different flavors.
Yeah. Tell me, Mama, which one do you prefer more? The one that has a lot of spices and all the seasoning, or just the salt and pepper? That's it. Actually, there's not even garlic powder there. I made a mistake previously.
Oh.
It's just salt and pepper, nothing else.
Simple guy do with salt and pepper is plenty for me.
Salt and pepper. I have to agree with Mama. For me, I like to keep it simple. If I'm gonna eat a steak, I want to eat the steak just with salt and pepper.
I want to taste the steak, not a bunch of seasoning.
Not to say that this is bad. Sometimes I like to change it up. But at the same time, if you ask me which one do I prefer, definitely just keep it simple. Anyway, guys, these are the results. It is very, very interesting to try a steak that you've never tried before. It has a different texture on your mouth. It is a little bit, it has a bite to it. I don't want to say that it's chewy. It's not chewy. It's extremely tender, but it has a little bite to it. But it also, Mama is dying for the potato thing.
Oh my god, even though he's lactose
The
intolerant?
steak.
Oh, I've been doing that. I've been doing that. You just did it right now.
I just did it right now. Oh my god.
Yes, eat these little balls together with the steak.
my
You will
God.
make it amazing.
Little balls.
But as I was saying, it is a unique steak. You've never had it. I definitely recommend you giving it a try. It's something unique. And definitely do it with the balls. Come on, Mama, having a good time over here. Come on, Mama.
Oh my god.
We're coming back to this one here though.
I see you're going back to that one. This one is phenomenal. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do,
I need
enjoy
to
it,
watch
make sure
that
you give it a
one video
thumbs
of
up.
his.
If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember,
got something on my
if you are
shirt.
interested in anything I use, everything is always on the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody.
Alright, I want to do one more video. I want to do one more video, actually. Because before I actually switch games for the night, what was this one thing? Yeah, he made a $6,000 prime rib with only a few dollars. I need to see how the heck this is working for him.
Welcome back to Sous Vide Everything, guys. You saw the thumbnail. If this works, I'm telling you right now, I am about to crush the Wagyu industry. They will probably get very upset with me, but me and you, regular folks, we're gonna be real happy. Check it out. This is a whole Kobe beef loin which costs almost as a car. It is not something you see every day. Even though it is one of the most delicious beef you can ever
that's
have,
that's
it
expensive.
is expensive. And it has that price for a good reason. I mean, take a look at this. You just don't find this kind of marbling anywhere.
Nope.
It is something extremely special. At the same time, there's no way you can cook this as a holiday roast. This is a roast that must be cut thin and enjoyed. And this got me thinking, I do love this beef. But what if we combine the wonderful flavor of this beef with a less expensive one? Would that work great, or is it just gonna be a complete nightmare? That we're gonna find out together right now. And this prime rib is much more affordable. It is something you can find almost everywhere. If you put them side by side, it is just insane. But what
Yeah,
if
it's
we grab
regular
a little
cow.
piece of
The other
that
one was
Wagyu
Wagyu.
beef and put it in here? Will it change the flavor? Will it make this inexpensive roast amazing? Well, let's go ahead and find out together. The first thing I did was to remove all of the external fat. Since I'm going to be inserting my own, there's no need for this. At the same time, don't even think about throwing this away. It is wonderful for burgers, beef tallow, and many other things. Once that was done, I went ahead and started by cutting it really close to the bone. Opening it all up will give me a perfect surface area to include as much Japanese Wagyu A5 as possible. But obviously, I'm not talking about any
Interesting.
Japanese Wagyu A5. We're talking about Kobe beef. This is what us meat lovers like to
Kobe?
dream of. It is the best of the best. At the same time, it is quite rich, and there's no way one person can eat this whole thing. Well,
So just to clarify, like one thing is that like, any type of Japanese cow with a lot of fat, the Wagyu is the general category for it, but Kobe beef is actually a type of Wagyu from Kobe in Japan, where they actually raise that specific cattle. So generally speaking, like it's kind of in a way a little bit overhyped, because like so long as you're actually having a beef with like all that fat in it, you're getting like the experience, the true dining experience of Japanese Wagyu. Kobe is just like Wagyu beef from a particular part of Japan. That and honestly, from all the videos, I don't have enough voice to explain myself because I'm not taking any cough medicine or anything, and I need to. Because what was I gonna say? Because like most videos, most reviews that I've watched and read don't find any sort of discernible difference. It's all fatty, melt in your mouth pieces of beef, like whether it's outside of Kobe Wagyu or Kobe beef. So
well, I'll take that back. Yes, you can eat the whole thing, but it just might overwhelm your stomach. When you take a look at the intramuscular fat of this thing, is just something that you do not see every day. It
Nope, you're not.
looks like 60% fat and 40% beef. That is just insane. And when I tell you that this fat does not taste like any other regular fat, trust me, I mean it. It has a wonderful flavor, and at the same time, it is almost like butter. It literally melts with the touch of your hand. But going back to our butchering, the next thing I have to do is to remove all of the unwanted stuff. I'm talking about all of this silver skin, extra fat that just there is no need for it, especially when we're using quality beef like I just showed you. So I went ahead and cleaned it up as much as I could. Once I was done with all of it, this is what I was left with. As
interesting.
you can see, it looks like the perfect carpet of beef. At least for me, I've never seen anyone does something
What
like
the
this
frick is
with
that?
prime rib. And I can't wait to find out how this is gonna turn out. Talking about that, the next thing to do is to go ahead and slice that steak as thin as possible. For that, I got my best knife and started to go to town. You gotta also keep in mind that you want this steak a little bit frozen. If not, there is no way that you're gonna be able to cut things as thin as this. And my recommendation is go nice and slow so that every single slice is perfectly made just like this. And my biggest recommendation is to go nice and slow so that you get perfect slices. And at the same time, if you are not doing this experiment that I am, cutting your steak like this will be perfect for a party. It will give everyone a chance to try this wonderful.
That's true.
But now we gotta move on to our experiment. So for that, I started to season my whole beef with a good amount of salt. You gotta remember that this is a big piece of meat, so make sure you season it well. Once I finished with the salt, I went right in with the freshly ground black pepper. The next thing to do is to go ahead and add the Kobe beef right in between. I try to add a perfect layer all the way through. The most important thing to me was to avoid any gaps. And even though some pieces have more fat than meat, that was actually okay. My thought is that if this renders down nicely as it's cooking, it should produce an incredible flavor to this roast. Hopefully this experiment is gonna work and I'm not wasting this Kobe beef steak. But once I was done laying everything down, this is what it looks like. That, my friends, is something you do not see every day. This is either gonna be a genius idea or a tremendously dumb one. We're gonna find out real shortly. The next thing to do is to roll it into itself so that we can tie it up. My whole goal was to make it look like a prime rib once again. And after tying it all up, this is what I was left with. At least to me, that looks incredible. I'm really looking forward to find out how it's gonna taste. And since I now had more surface area, I went ahead and seasoned the whole thing once again. Because the last thing we want is to have unseasoned prime rib. And as always, I made sure to season every single edge. But now the only thing left to do is to bag it up, vacuum seal it, and get it ready for the water bath. Talking about that, the interesting thing about a prime rib is that I like it a little bit higher temperature than my steak. So for that, I'll be cooking it at 137 degrees Fahrenheit for a total of 6 hours. Hopefully this will be the best prime rib I've ever done in my life.
I'd hope so too.
Can you tell by the smile on my face? How can you possibly not be excited to find out if this is going to be a wonderful experiment or if it's just going to be a complete disaster? That is why I experiment. Food should be experimented with. If not, we're going to be eating the same exact thing every day. Everybody.
Word.
You got to try different things. This is no different. I'm super pumped to find out how is it going to taste. And most importantly, did I just ruin this beautiful roast? Well, we're gonna find out together. It was cooked at 137 degrees Fahrenheit for a total of 6 hours. It should be nice and tender. Hopefully that Wagyu melted in there. You know what? Let me stop talking. It is ready and it's time to take it out. Let's do it. I'm telling you right now, it smells phenomenal. As soon as I open up the bag, remove a little bit of that juice, wow, it just hit me on the face, everybody. I'm telling you, it smells phenomenal. But who cares how it smells? The most important thing is how is it gonna taste? Is it gonna taste good? Is it gonna be a huge improvement that I just made the first Wagyu made at home? I have no idea. We're gonna find out.
It might be an
together.
idea that works, though.
I got Mama Zinho coming right here to try this with me. But as you know, I know it does not look that good right now. But watch this.
Wait, did he remove the butcher's twine or did he cut it? He might have. Did he cut it? Oh no, it's still on there. Huh. What the heck? This is gonna be interesting.
All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful prime rib, Mama. Beautiful prime rib.
It's not beautiful. That is looking rough.
It is looking rough, you know. I mean, you know, if
It's gonna be a rough day over here and when we get out of here.
if you have to judge by the looks, I said that it is not gonna win any award at all, huh? I put some stuff in there that is really amazing, and you really enjoy that stuff, you Mama. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, we don't knock it until we try it.
What if you're always the first one to say that you eat with your eyes and then you show me this.
Guilty. You're true. You always eat with your eyes first, and does not look very appealing. I agree with you. Are you ready?
Smells good.
Are you excited now?
It's smelling a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's give it a try. All right, Mama. So here's what we're judging. I want to know if you feel anything different from a regular prime rib, right? We know what a prime rib tastes like. We've done it several times. Let's see if this one is any better. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Now you're ready.
I'm closing my eyes, so now I'm ready.
Now he's feeling a lot better, everybody. All right, let's give this a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
All right, let's see how it is.
Super soft.
That is amazing.
That cap is amazing. I take my head off for that cap.
I would say this is a very nice prime rib. A super nice prime rib. But to give it a better, fair treatment, let's try the eye. Now, if the eye is good, then we have a success over here. I have no idea. Let's find out together. You ready, Mama?
All right, let's do this.
All right, the eye. Cheers, everybody.
What's the verdict? What's the verdict on the eye?
That is nice.
That is
That
very
is
nice.
a huge improvement from a regular prime rib. What do you think about that? Huh? Finally, I did something right. Even though it looks horrendous, it looks terrible. What do you think, Mama? What do you think I actually did here?
I think I'm going for second.
Now, honestly, if you present
need the
this
sauce,
to a
though.
holiday roast in your family, they'll probably look at you and think you're doing some Frankenstein meat or something
Yes.
like that. You know what I mean?
Because that's what it is.
It does not look appealing whatsoever. Can you figure it out what I did? I'm gonna give you a second to try to figure it out while I go back for seconds.
I imagine you put some fat in here because there's white right in the middle.
That's my cousin. I put a Kobe beef steak in there. That's why it tastes so good. I sliced it real thin, and then I laid the whole thing around it. And those little pieces.
Those little bits, that's the
Yes. Try it, Mama, and tell
it
me.
was like some ham or something.
Ham?
Okay, yeah, that piece is really fatty. Really fatty.
He actually did something with the prime rib. He made the prime rib extremely tender. There could be a few things there, right? Obviously, a little bit of the flavor of the fat. If you're wondering if the fat flavor of Kobe beef tastes different, yes, it tastes a little bit different, okay? So if I compare this with a $6,000 Kobe beef, one of those roasts that we got for Google Foods, remember?
Yeah.
So, this is Kobe beef on budget right here. If you never tried Wagyu or Kobe beef ever, I definitely recommend don't do it as your first go.
No.
Have an experience of a Wagyu first so that you can
Actual Kobe Wagyu experience,
Yes.
not just a
This is
meat hack.
This is a meat hack right here. Try that Wagyu by itself first so that you can understand how wonderful it is.
Out of all the inserting fat experiments that we had, this is the best one.
I agree. It is the best one. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Before ending this video, thank you, Pomodoro, for sponsoring. These containers are super awesome, and we all have problems of cooking too much food. And as you know, sometimes next day food tastes even better. And if you don't have any leftovers, you're just not cooking enough. The awesome thing about this container is that it has a USB rechargeable vacuum pump, which you can pull a vacuum over 200 times before having to recharge. They really put some thought on the size of the containers because they are perfect. Now, since it's food grade and also BPA free, you can store anything on it for a very long time. That helps save money and also prevent food waste. Since it pulls a vacuum when you're storing it, it's also ideal for marinating anything you need. Just holding it in my hand, I can feel the quality and I can tell you that it was built to last. So check them out on the description down below. They are giving everyone 15% off your order. And these containers are really, really awesome.
Oh, okay. That shall be all for now. And I think I'm gonna actually swap up to my last game to end the night with. Even if yeah, I feel like tonight's gonna be a short night because I do want to be well rested because tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern sharp, we're gonna have the Nintendo Direct. And then after the Nintendo Direct happens, which we hopefully we get some new announcements, Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, maybe something for the Super Mario Party, the Mario Party franchise. I hope, because Super Mario Party right now is still very underwhelming. And any other Nintendo updates, I can imagine they're going to be teasing the next Smash character too, because it's been somewhat of a hot minute since we got Sephiroth in Super Smash Bros. And I haven't played Smash Bros. In a hot minute either, because I realize how salty and sour I get when that's not really too much of a good flavor combination, is it? Whenever I play Smash Bros. So yeah, and we're still looking forward to that. We're also going to be looking forward to doing some polls tomorrow for Genshin Impact, so hopefully we'll get at least one major 5-star. And then we'll see what goes on from there. And then for Throwback Thursday and Phoenix Wright Friday, we're going to be doing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Turnabout Big Top, because this month is almost wrapping up, and we're just halfway done with the second Phoenix Wright game. And once the end of this month is over, my third birthday stream will be around the corner. We got to plan that out. So, we'll see what happens with that. So let me go ahead and turn the radio back on as I go ahead and take another intermission. I need to get some tea and I need to find some cough drops or something to take because I don't have any voice right now. Give me 1 second, folks, and I'm gonna need more than a second.